I've got this song in my head right now called Doing the Cockroach, and it's by a band called Modest Mouse. And I feel like they lived somewhere with cockroaches. And then I'm like, you can't talk about cockroaches unless you've lived with them. It's like a law, right? Unless you've lived with them and you chilled with them and you know them, you can't talk about them. I don't know. It's such a catchy song. Doing the cockroach, yeah. It's so funny. All right, let's go. Doing the cockroach, yeah. Oh, Modest Mouse. Okay. Also now have this artist in my head. They're called Flowbots. I can ride my bike with no handlebars. No handlebars. What is with this music? Maybe somebody wants good music. I listen to good music. It's actually kind of a mix between my music and really what my sister likes, because I've always liked the music my sister likes. She's always listened to like Silverchair, Nine Inch Nails, Rancid, and then Flowbots. And I never heard of Flowbots until like a couple years ago. I can ride my bike with no handlebars. Remember doing that? Riding your bike with no handlebars and just putting your arms out? Oh, I used to love doing that. I could never get on a skateboard. Oh my God, I tried once. I think I almost dislocated my back. I fell right on my ass and never did it again. But roller skates? Cupid's arrow. Great. What's that about? I don't take these cards as love cards. I'm dyslexic. I didn't read the packaging. I can ride my bike with no handlebars. Now I got that song in my head. Great. I actually want to cover my eyes because it's so bright, but it's a little dark at the same time. Okay. Okay, so I feel like something is happening with somebody. Like, okay, Cupid's arrow, the runner, and not enough. I feel like there could be something going on here with somebody who has been running away from you, or that you've been running away from. Okay? It's like finally this has to happen. Like you can't run from this person anymore. You have to face your fears. There obviously could be a lot of jealousy or sabotage here. And that's why you've been running away from this person, because you just don't see eye to eye with them. And now it's like the meeting is about to happen. Yeah. And then we got Mask, Dragonfly in reverse, Paradise in reverse, and Separation in reverse. So 3 energies right there in reverse with somebody who's been gaslighted. So I feel like it's like somebody, I almost feel like somebody doesn't know what happiness is. They actually have no idea. They've been separated from happiness for so long that they don't, it's like they hide all their true feelings, because why let it out when it just gets ruined anyways, right? So maybe by this person coming back, they tell you why they ran, right? And then why they sabotaged it, and why they had some serious ego issues. Like, there's ego twice. There's ego on both these cards, on the runner and not enough. Because if your ego's too high, then it's too masculine, it's too egotistical, it's not balanced, right? So it's like someone's been running away from you that was too, I almost feel like too masculine, too into themselves, right? Didn't want to be alone, but knew that having a correct partner they were too scared of. It's like they were too scared to have a real relationship. It's like you've just been pretending, you know? Pretending to be happy. It's like somebody told you that you're supposed to be happy, so you just went, okay, well, let's just pretend that I'm happy, but not even realizing what your happiness is anymore. Not being able to expand, to enjoy, being separated from something that you don't want to be separated from. And then having no light as to why. So it's almost like somebody comes back who left you. Because they don't want to gaslight you anymore. Yeah. Oh, hot on the hate. But hate in reverse. It's like you don't, it's not that you hate everything, okay? And you're not angry. You don't hate everything. You just don't know how to appreciate things, right? Because I think you didn't want to open up something to watch it just get shattered. So it's like, yeah, it's like you can't be happy because every time you're happy, it gets shattered. So why even open that up again? Because you hate every second as soon as somebody gets a hold of it and takes it away from you. It's like it's that dangling effect that you can't have anything, and as soon as you get it, it gets taken away from you. So you don't know what happiness is. And like I can remember when we moved into this house as a kid, and my stepmother asked me what color I wanted to paint my walls on my room. And I told her that I had liked the color that she just painted my dad and hers room. It was like this really dark maroon color. And right away she said, no, that's too dark. I'm not going to do it that color. And it immediately took that independence away from me, because I was starting to build up what I liked, what I wanted, right? I was like 8 years old, what I wanted, how I saw things. And every time I made a decision on something, she took that decision away from me. She asked me what kind of art I wanted in my room. I said I wanted orcas, killer whales. I've always loved orcas, my whole life I have. But because my sister liked dolphins, she told me I wasn't allowed to like another sea creature and bought me a bunch of kitten pictures. I didn't like kittens. I wasn't a little kitten girl. I wanted orcas. I still love orcas. I wanted my walls dark. I still paint my walls dark, right? She took so many things away from me. So I didn't know what I liked. I didn't know how to turn a light on that was brighter than her. Right? Because that's what she told me. My mom was really good with my vision, right? Same year, same time, we moved, my mom and we moved, and she asked me what color I wanted my walls. I said dark purple. So what she did was she went out and she bought the darkest dark purple wallpaper that she could find, and then did this lavender on the other side. And like, she always worked with my vision. She knew what I loved. I mean, my mother is a monster, but at the same time, she didn't crush my dreams the way my stepmother and my father did, right? Like, they didn't let me have any decisions. Right? They sold a house, gave $5,000 to all the kids, but wouldn't give it to me because I had to use it for my vehicle, but gave it to the other kids because they had houses. But put this, every time they went to give you a gift, they put an ultimatum on it, right? Like a child, always treating somebody like a child, never letting them make their own decisions. I was never allowed to make my own decisions. So what do I have to do? I had to separate from her. Like, my stepmother didn't allow me to breathe. Everything I said, she said no. She caused me anxiety attacks because I was trying to communicate with her what I needed, and she said no. It wasn't to be like that. She knew everything and she was going to fix my life. That's not the way it works. You can't put your views and your expression on somebody else's life and go live it like this. They're not you. They're not going to see anything your way, right? So it's like this person, they weren't even angry because they didn't know what to hate, because they didn't even know what they loved. Because somebody put this mask over their face and told them what to like, told them what to love, told them what to dislike. Do you know how many times I met a guy who didn't have a career, and immediately my stepmother would go, well, what are you going to do for work? What's he going to do for work later? I mean, where's his pension? Like, the only two people she dated were two people from a factory that had pensions. This woman is terrified to be poor because of the way she grew up. She grew up poor. She grew up this. She grew up that. You know what? I think she grew up fucking molested. I think she grew up on the fucking wrong side of the tracks. I think she grew up with a fucking demon on her back, and now she takes it out on everybody else, right? She stopped me from getting to know myself. She actually put herself in between me and my soul and said, she's to make all the decisions. Okay? So, and then she ran from me. Like, she ran. She always ran. She would just run away from me and tell my father a lie. And then my father would fucking, oh my God, one day he fucking hit me. One day he tackled me. I had an anxiety attack when I was 7 because she was lying and he took her side. Like, what do you say when your child is trying to tell you the truth, but some wife or some adult is lying? Do you know what that does to a child's brain? It tells them just to lie. You might as well just lie, because anytime you're going to tell the truth, no one's going to believe you. So you grow up lying. Well, how else do you grow? I watched my parents lie in front of my face. I watched my stepmother lie in my place. I've watched everybody lie. And then they were like, you're a liar. Well, where do you think I learned it? Right? Where do you think I learned to hate? Learned it from you, who put a mask over my face so I couldn't see what was going on, but they could. Right? And that's where this thing comes in, is not wanting to open up the box, right? Because it's scary. And you know that if you open up the box, you're going to shatter everything. Nothing is going to be the same. And as soon as I started questioning my parents about how they raised me and how much they abused me, boom, everything shattered. They didn't want to talk to me. They didn't want anything to do with me. They took things away from me. They watched my sister and I be homeless and didn't care, didn't take us in, because Cindy, my stepmother, was going to have a problem with my sister and I living there. Yeah, 2 grown-ass women living with a woman who lives a lie, right? It's people who take you away and people who gaslight you, and they make it seem like you don't exist, and they take away your ideas, and they take away your creativity, they take away your happiness, and then they say that you have to live it their way. You know how much that fucks you up? So I feel like these people have been running away from you, and now they're not allowed to anymore. And you know, my grandmother, she died over 3 months ago, and my sister and I just found out last month. And I know my father kept that death from me so that my sister and I wouldn't show up at the funeral. It's always about the one person that's yelling about everybody else. It's about them. You know it is. When they can't take a single punch towards their face, they've got to deflect it onto everybody else. You know they are the natural enemy. They are the ones that caused the most grief in your life. They are that ego that's saying they're the father, they're the mother, they're allowed to do whatever they want. No, they're not. Just because you had a kid, you're not allowed to just do whatever you want. Doesn't give you the right. You're still just like everybody else. You're still the same fucking bottom feeder as anybody else. Doesn't give you the right to piss on other children because you got pissed on as a kid. Doesn't give you the right to push people around because you are a lie, right? Like, you can't, people aren't supposed to be affected by your lies. If you want to live lies, that's awesome. Honestly, if this person wants to live lies, tell them, great, go ahead. I don't give a shit. But don't let your lies affect my life. Because then I've got to step in and say something, right? And that's you defending yourself, and you have every right to fucking do that. You have every right. These people, they want to say that you're not allowed to defend yourself. You're not allowed to stand up for yourself, that you need to shut your mouth. That's called gaslighting. That's called taking the mic away from you because they don't want to hear your truth. They don't want anybody to hear your truth, right? Because they can't hear their own. And that's the ego, right? Not being able to listen to what your own head is telling you. Ego. You've got to listen to other things. You've got to listen to the man that's in the corner. It's probably a demon, and you shouldn't be listening to anybody but yourself, right? Even your spouses. Why are you listening to your spouses? Listen to your heart. Listen to what you say to yourself, not what somebody else says to you, right? Opposites attract. You're never supposed to have the same opinion as somebody. And if you do, awesome. That's great. People are supposed to rub like magnets, like the back of a magnet, right? You're not supposed to stick to each other. You're not supposed to bind to each other. You're supposed to allow each other to grow. You're supposed to work with people, right? And then take this mask off and find out who you really are, everything you love. Not allow this person to put you in reverse and put you in the dark. So then you don't even know what you like and what you don't like, because they tell you that what you like, you're not supposed to, and what you don't like, you're supposed to like. I'm sorry, that's not the way it works. Everybody likes other things. Everybody is so different, and I can't stress that enough on this channel. You try to make it seem like you're exactly like somebody, there is a lie that you're living. You're never supposed to be exactly like anybody. You're supposed to differentiate yourself from the crowd. Be different, stand out, be original, have your own thought for once. Have an original thought. An original process, right? Following the ego and walking away and running away from somebody because they opened up a box that somebody doesn't want to open, like, congratulations. Keep opening up the box. Open up every box that you possibly find that's hiding. Get all those demons out. Why not? Why live with them? It destroys your life. What, because people want to tell you to shut up? Of course. So many people are going to tell you to shut your mouth, grow up, behave, be respectful. That's their way of saying to shut your fucking mouth. They don't want to hear it, right? They just try to do it in a respectful way. There is no respect. Who respects anybody these days? Honestly, it's a joke. Respect is a joke, okay? It's a joke. And I think that you not even knowing what you hate is going to be something that changes, because, like, having this in you and having somebody on top of you telling you what to like and what not to like is like grounds for murder, okay? Like I've seen so many interviews with kids who have killed their parents, and psychologically evaluated interviews about why children and adolescents kill their parents, and even adults, why they go back and murder their families, and the gaslighting and the pretending and walking around corners as if nothing happened. Like, that makes people go crazy, go loco. And especially if they don't have anything to live for, it's like, did you just fuck with somebody who has nothing to live for one last time? Great, awesome. Hope you got your tombstones already figured out, and your gravestones already fucking paid for, and your funerals booked. Like, honestly, people, they don't understand what psychological manipulation does. And especially if it started as a child and worked its way in through your life, I wouldn't be surprised if all the clothes in your closet, in your entire house, you hate. I wouldn't be surprised. Right? Because if somebody's been telling you what to like and what to hate, like, I had dreadlocks for a long time, for like almost 10 years. And to the point where, like, they were almost like to my butt. And my stepfather hated them. And whenever I was around him, he told me psychically to cover them up. So every time I was around him, I covered my head, because it was like I knew the hate he was throwing at me to cover my hair up. He hated them. He thought I was dirty, disgusting. He's the one that molested me. He's the one who thinks that women are supposed to be so sexual. Like, I mean, that pig made a remark about how I looked every single day of my life. My mother loves him. You know, I wore things that I knew other people liked. And now I wear ripped clothing and shit from fucking Value Village I don't care about. I don't go shopping. I don't go spending a lot of money on things anymore, because I don't know what I like. Because I'm still trying to deprogram them And especially my stepmother telling me that I was like, basically look like a boy. Like, she asked me one day if I wanted to get my dreadlocks taken out because she thought they were dirty. Well, do you want to just go get your dreadlocks taken out? I was like, who the fuck says that to somebody? Like, her inappropriateness. And like, she even told me one day how jealous she was of me and my sister as kids. Okay, for one, my sister was bullied nonstop for the way she looked. I was molested. And then there's this woman looking at me going, I was so jealous of you and your sister as a kid. I treated you like shit and I know it. And never changed her opinion. She admitted she was jealous and never changed a single fucking thing. All she does is talk over us. All she does is talk about how awful her life was and blah, blah, blah. She's allowed to be a monster. She's allowed to take things from us because of the way that she was raised. Ugh. Like, honestly, keep making up excuses. Honestly, let these people make up excuses as to why they took every single thing that you love away from you. Right? Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if you hate everything that is you. Your car, your fucking house, your clothes, your style, because it's not you. It's somebody chirping in your ear telling you that you've got to wear Gucci or that you've got to look good. You got to have Prada on. You got to go to the mall and spend $150 on jeans. Why? Why? Just to cover your body. Does it really matter? And like, ew, my stepmother had so much clothes and like 20 different purses for every outfit, fucking 80 pairs of shoes, while like my sister and I were still wearing hand-me-downs. Well, I have a job I have to go to. Like, okay, back the fuck up. Like, women and their Prada, Gucci bullshit, even men. Like, honestly, once you tally up how much money you spend on all that shit, oh my God, I hope you're embarrassed. I hope you're embarrassed. Like, honestly, find your own shit again. Honestly, the best way to find your style is to go to a secondhand shop. Is to go around to those secondhand shops and just buy things and try things on. Because they're all loose and worn in. Actually, sometimes you get shit straight up with the tag right on it, which is crazy. That's how much people waste. Find your own style. I painted all my walls with all my art. Like, honestly, I mean, if somebody took something away from you and told you that you had to live as an adult or you've got to be an adult, it's bullshit. That's just telling them, that's them telling you not to enjoy your life. Right? Like, my stepmother fucking lifts her little nose up at the fact that I don't drink. Like, oh, what? Because I don't drink and get plastered like you sloppy fucking bitch. Honestly, all my parents are alcoholics. Why would I drink? I mean, I'll enjoy a nice sip of Bailey's and then they look down on me. Oh, she drinks too much. Like, there's nothing you can do, right? Like, you don't drink, they say that you drink too much and then you drink in front of them and then they scoff at you. Like, honestly, it's just like, why try to even fucking please people? Like, I mean, I understand why I still see punk men walking around. Like, why? Just because you're in your 40s, you got to all of a sudden put on dad khakis and look like an idiot? I mean, why? What age is just a number. It just defines you of how many days you've been here. It shouldn't take away your style. I don't care how old you are. If you're fucking 35 and you still dress like a 17-year-old, awesome. That's great. What? Embrace that. That's you. That's your style. Don't let anybody take that away from you. Especially some asshole who just runs away from you anyways because their ego. Oh, do this, and then turns around and runs away. Oh, do this, turns around and runs away. Like, honestly, people are so rude. And like I said, they don't understand the damage that they do. And one day they're going to get it. One day they're going to get what taking away all of your options did. They're going to, like, they're not going to see it fold. Oh, God, the universe is hilarious. Double piece. Awesome reading. Thanks for coming in, Leo. I knew this was going to be a little hot. And actually, look at you showed up. You know you did. All hot and bothered off these assholes and not even knowing where pure hate stems. Like, it's such a hard channel to do because so many energies to be channeled and so many fucked up parents that just did not raise their kids properly and then just walk away thinking that, like, hey, c'est la vie. And you don't think that kid's not going to come back and bite you in the ass one day? I says there's going to. I think, anyways, I'm not just going to keep talking. This isn't the Whitney show. This is tarot. So, anyways, that's it. Subscribe, join, chill. See ya.